everyone, welcome to the Someone Who Crafts podcast. This is episode number 5 of my 5 art series. My name is Eli. I've changed my name recently, so it's no longer Tegan. Please do not refer to me as that. My name is Eli now, and this is the Someone Who Crafts podcast, and let's just get right into it. Today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different layout of my whips. I'm going to show finished objects and whips at the same time, but I'm going to go by categories this time. So instead of going by like finished objects, then whips, then future plans, I'm going to go in categories, so crochet, knit, and so on and so on. I have a lot of whips, so strap yourselves in, grab a drink, grab a snack, maybe grab a project to work on, because this is going to be a long video, okay? Alright, let's get into it. So let's start with knitting and crochet because they are very similar topics. So I have a lot of things around me, so let me just get organised. The first thing I'm going to start with is I've been making a lot of Hexagon cardigans. I have started, I've got 3, a 4th one planned. So I've got 3 going at the moment. So this is what I've got so far of my second half of this one. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully you can see that alright with the lighting. That's what I've got so far. That's the second half. This is the first half. I've finished already. So that's what it looks like. If you can see that. That's what I've got completed. So that is what I've got completed of the first thing. So I'm working on this second half of it, and it is actually using some Coles brand yarn. It's really lovely yarn, I'd have to say. It's really soft, really lightweight. It is a little bit splitty because of the way it's plied, but yeah, I really love this yarn. I bought 6 skeins of it, and I plan on using all those skeins to finish making this cardigan, which I will probably need all of that. I apologise if you can hear the rain in the background. It's raining at the moment. Yeah, so, and if I say a lot, it's been a while since I filmed a video. I know, I'll get into that later on. But the next thing I've been working on, I finally, can we get a round of applause, bought some sock yarn. Instead of using the merino wool I was using, just straight up plain merino wool for the blue socks I was making, I bought some sock yarn. So that is what I've got completed so far. This sock is for my mum. Her favourite colour is purple, so I've used, oh, this is knitting by the way. The other previous Hexagon cardigan was crochet. So this is a knit sock. I'm using DPNs at the moment, and sorry if I'm looking behind the camera and not at the camera. There's a computer behind the camera to see what I'm seeing, because this camera does not have a flip screen where I can see myself. So I've had to put up a computer behind the camera to be able to see what I'm looking at. So sorry if I keep looking like this. Anyway, so yeah, this is my mum's sock. It's purple and blue colorways with a little bit of colors in between, but it's really lovely. It's 80% Australian merino wool and 20% nylon. So that is the start of that sock. I haven't worked on it much as of late because I've been doing other crafts, but you'll see those later on in the video. Yeah, so that's that one. And then I've also started a sock for myself, because I've stopped working on the blue merino socks because they're not going to last. So this is my sock. It is, I don't know if you can see it, it's a hot pink colorway of like various colour pinks. If you don't know, I do love hot pink. I am non-binary, but I do love hot pink as it's just a cool colour. I've finally come to terms that I do like pink. Shocker. Someone who wears only black. But yes, I do love this pink. It's very, very pretty. I'll just refresh this computer before it goes to sleep. Alright, so that is my sock. I'm using 9 inch Knitting Pro sock needles. So they look very small. They're almost like toothpicks. They're bamboo. But yeah, it's almost like knitting on toothpicks. But they're very... it's turning out very lovely, and I actually really like it. I'm pretty sure, I'm not sure if it says on here. No, it doesn't say. I think they're 2mm needles. Same with my DPNs. They are 2.5, I think. Hold on, just let me find it. I'm so sorry about this. It's very unscheduled. Oh, sorry. Can't find it. There we are. Yeah, 2.5mm DPNs. I was knitting that on. And yeah, this is 2mm. Back to my Hexagon cardigan, I am crocheting it with a 9mm hook as well because it's quite thick yarn. Alright, that's out of the way. On to the next thing. I haven't told my dad yet, but I am making him a cowl for work. This is Feels Like Butter yarn in the colour black. I've just really just started it. I haven't worked much on it. That's all I've got at the moment. It doesn't look like much and it isn't much. But yeah, so I'm going to be working on that at some point and finishing that and giving it to him when I finish it. Because he needs one for work because it's cold out here. I've got a lot of things on my bed, so it's like a lot going on here. This is the pillow cover for my auntie's pillows. So I'm making her a set of, I think, 4 pillow covers. So I've measured her pillows at her house and I need to make 8 of these. This is my second one. That's kind of on hold at the moment, but that's what I've got so far. I've got the first one over there on my yarn trolley. And I also, if you notice the new location, another side topic, the new location of filming is because I packed down my yarn shelves because it was, I didn't want to get moths in my yarn. And I was noticing some on the outside, so yeah, I got rid of all that and I put them in tubs now. So now they're all in tubs to keep them safe from bugs and pests and whatnot, and dust and all that. Okay, next whip is for crochet, for knitting. Sorry, knitting. This was crochet. This is crocheted with a 6mm hook, and it's just the granny stitch. And it's Karen Cake's yarn in the colorway pistachio. Okay. Now, if you recognise these colours, oh, it's a bit tangled. Sorry about the ad in the background. Sorry about that pause in the video, or the jump. I had to stop the video because the background music had a commercial. Typical. Let me just turn that down a bit. There we go. Sorry if that was too loud. So back to what I was saying. This is, if you recognise this yarn, this is, or I should say these 2 colours. That is my cardigan I was working on. I have made some progress, so this is what I've got at the moment. This is the other panel for across the front panel. I've completed the back, one front panel, and now this is the second front panel for the other side of the here, and then I have to do 2 sleeves after that, and then I will be finished this cardigan, and the ribbing, of course. I have to do the ribbing. But yeah, that's what I've got for so far for the second panel for the front. I just started it not too long ago, and that's what I've got at the moment going. The next thing, oh, that's knit on 9mm knitting needles, and it's Moda Vera monkey yarn. Then I have this whip here. These are all kind of whips, and I'll show some finished things as well because I have some finished things for crochet and knit. This is a bag saver, so I don't know if you can really see, but that's what it looks like. That's what I've got so far. So it's going to be quite long. I'm going to make it do 40 rows of the repeat for the pattern, and I'm going to make it bigger. I've made one already in like a creamy yellowy sort of colour, but it's not big enough, and yeah, Mum and I think we should do it. I should make a bigger one, so that's what I've been working on this. It's a bigger version, and it's in cotton yarn, so it you can wash it easily and it doesn't retain any smells or whatnot. And that's crochet with a 6mm hook, and I'm following a pattern from it that I got purchased online on Etsy. Okay, here's a finished crochet item. This is Alyssa Nicole's pattern for a crochet hook book. So I did the pansexual pride colours on the front for my sexuality, and I did the LGBT flag in the inside, so you can see it there. So that's what I've got in mine at the moment. I don't know if you can see that very well. Yeah, you can see that. Yeah, so that's what I've got in mine, and it's very handy. It has buttons on the front, if you can see, a button there and a button here to close it, and I purchased her pattern. It's not that expensive. I'll leave links for most of the patterns in the description below if I can find them. But yeah, that's a really fantastic pattern, very beginner friendly. There is a few things missing. I've commented to her on the Etsy page about the things that are missing, and I think she could maybe improve a tiny bit on, but everything needs improvements of course. But it's a really good pattern. I really love it. I gave it 5 stars because it's, yeah, fantastic for her first pattern that I followed. Alright, on to the next whip is my Lost Souls cardigan, or shawl I should say, Lost Souls shawl. I don't know if you can see the little skulls inside, if you can see that, I don't know. Can you see the face? There, the mouth, the eyes. Yeah. So that's the Lost Souls shawl I'm doing. I'll leave that's what I've got so far. I'm going till I'm using a 5.5mm crochet hook, and I'm going till I have 10 faces across the top. That's how big I'm going. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm halfway there. I have 5 across the top at the moment, and I've done half a face. So yeah, halfway through it. And I'm using the Karen Cakes yarn in this blue colorway. I forgot what it's called, sorry. If you can see that. I don't know about the lighting in this, where I'm sitting at the moment. Yeah, so, and then on to my next, sorry if I'm going fast through this, it's going to be a long video because I've got a lot of whips, and I've been doing a lot of different crafts lately. So here is my finished half of my Banat Velvet Plus Hexagon cardigan. So that's what it looks like, if you can see. Oh no, this is my mum's half, sorry. So this is her half. And the cuff. And the bottom. So that's her half. It's a lovely light grey colour. Or like a light, it's very soft because it's obviously the Velvet Plus yarn. If you've ever felt it, it's really fluffy. It does get a little bit of fluffies here and there, like coming off it, but it's really nice. Here is my, I'll just grab it, so I've finished half of hers, and I still have to do the other half to, and then join them together and do the ribbing obviously. So that's currently waiting for that. And then this is my half. So I chose this blue colour, if you can see that. So I chose this blue colour to do mine in. Yeah, so that's my half, and then they didn't have any more of that colour in Spotlight when I went to get yarn for the second half, because I didn't know. I was originally going to make a blanket with that yarn, the Velvet Plus yarn, but it was like too difficult. Not difficult, but it's really hard to see your stitches with that yarn, and really fluffy, so it's difficult to see what you're doing. And I thought the best way to go with it, instead of trying to make a blanket or knit a blanket or make a floor poof or anything like that, just make a hexagon cardigan, because it's simple and you're just doing the granny stitch over and over. So you're just going the chain space, it's easy, it's simple. That's what I'm going to do with it, because I honestly didn't know what to do with it. It took me a few tries to start actually making it, because it was quite difficult to get started really with the magic loop and all that. But once I got started and I got going, I was flying through it basically. And this, yeah, so as I was saying before, Spotlight didn't have the blue yarn in the Velvet Plus, so I had to buy a different colour. So basically I'm going to have a half hexagon cardigan in the Velvet Plus, so the other half is black. So I've been working on that half, and that's what I'm working on at the moment. So at the moment I'm doing the, I should hold it that way, I'm doing the bottom. So I'm just making the bottom longer for my torso, and then I will do the cuff and the back, make the back wider, and then, yeah, then I'll be done. I'll just connect them together and do the ribbing. So, and another finished object I have is, there's a story to this, so I'll tell you the story first. With my, if you remember my patchwork cardigan that I was doing a couple videos back, the blue and pink one, I changed my mind. So I pivoted and I wanted to finish that, and I knew I wasn't going to finish it making the patches because I just got sick of making patches. So I sewed what I had together and I made a pillow. So it's basically a breakfast pillow. Yeah, that's just the shape of it. Yeah, so I made this. It's quite large, but yeah. I stuffed it with all my fabric and yarn scraps. So it's stuffed with that, and then half my bag of polyfill that I had. Also, if you're not going to see in this video, but the puff quilt I was working on, I have changed my mind. I'm not going to make a puff quilt. I've got about 80 something puffs, so I think I'm just going to seam them all together and make another pillow basically with the puffs, and then stuff it and then close it up, and that will be another pillow, because I'm not going to make 400 puffs, let's be real. It's not going to happen. So I'm just going to, yeah, sew what I've got together, and then with the leftover yarn I'm going to make more Hexagon cardigans. So all the variegated yarn I've bought for the for the puff quilt, all the variegated yarn I've bought I'm going to use and make Hexagon cardigans out of it till I run out of yarn, basically. So that's my plan for that. I don't know if you had seen this one that I've seamed, well not seamed, but I've completed the body of this knit jumper, or cardigan. No, it's not a cardigan. Knit sweater, sorry. It's the American version. We'd call it a jumper here. But yeah, so this is, I've finished the body and the bottom ribbing. So now I'm on to the sleeves. So I've got them on hold at the moment. I'm on this sleeve, working on this one. That's on 9mm knitting needles, and yeah, the respun recycled, I think it's Lion Brand yarn, I'm pretty sure. No, correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, I'm working on that as well. Sorry, the computer's gone to sleep. Sorry about that, cardigan. The computer went to sleep that I was looking at myself in. Yeah, so, oh, and I also am working on my Tunisian. I won't pull it out because it's really large now. I've got, I think, 4 more rows of the, so I've showed this in previous videos, this blanket, Tunisian blanket that I'm doing. It's just the Tunisian simple stitch. I've got, I think, 4 more rows of colours to do, and then it will be finished. Alright, and last but not least is my knit cable sweater I'm working on, the cream one. I've made some significant progress since the last time I showed it to you. Here's a better look at the cables if you can see them. I can't come closer because this camera doesn't have any autofocus on, or doesn't have autofocus at all. So that's what it looks like, and the cables. There's a lovely photo of the cable, yeah, shot of the cables. Yeah, so I absolutely love where I'm up to at the moment. It's just basically repeating the same rough steps over and over, and yeah, just working on the cables. So that's all I have for my knit and crochet. If I haven't shown my green and black granny square cardigan because I am still working on that. I haven't got rid of it, and I haven't scrapped the idea of it, so I still am continuing with that, just doing granny squares whenever I feel like it. But that's all I have for knit and crochet, so we'll move on to the next topic in just a second. Okay, my next topic to talk about is diamond painting, my newest obsession at the moment, and my newest craft endeavour. I've wanted to get into diamond painting for a long time, and I just needed the funds to do so. So I'm finally able to purchase a diamond painting from Diamond Art Club. I bought the Love of Learning one, and I'll show it to you now. I've worked about 18 hours on this. I'm logging my working on GemsFlow, the app, so you can log how long you've been working on it, how intervals and whatnot. Just turning the music back on. Yeah, so this is what it looks like. Let's see if I can get most of it in the frame. That's what it looks like, and I've completed about, I'd say, almost half of it actually. Yeah, so I've finished up to here so far, so that's half. So I've completed half of it. Yeah, so I'm doing the Love of Learning one from Diamond Art Club. It's basically a stack of books with flowers and greenery and stuff around it. Obviously I love books, I love reading, so that's why I bought that one, and I love the colours in it. And I've also purchased another one. So I bought Melody Lane. I'll put it on the screen in editing what it looks like. The Melody Lane Diamond Art painting from Diamond Art Club. yeah, so I've purchased that one and I will start working on that as soon as it arrives. It's coming in the mail. It should be here Monday. I'm filming this on Saturday, so it should be here in a couple of days, hopefully. At the latest, maybe end of next week. So yeah, I can't wait for it to come in the mail. This is the Love of Learning is circle drills, and it has 80 drills in it, and it has 48 colours of drills. 48 different colours of drills. The Melody Lane is not as many colours, but it does have glow-in-the-dark drills and I think AB drills maybe, I'm not too sure. And it's square drills. So I've got one circle, one square. That's what I'm going to do. And yeah, so I've been really hyper-focused on this. I've been basically working on this for the past week. And I've, as I said, logged 18 hours on it, and I've finished half of it. So that's pretty good for my first diamond painting. I did do diamond painting at the start of quarantine. I don't know if I can mention that word, but I'll get demonetized for that. But yeah, I did start that at the start of the, I'll say panorama, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean. So at the start of the panorama, I was diamond painting, and I did little tiny ones from just $2 shops and whatnot. So they weren't very good. But yeah, this one is Diamond Art Club is fantastic, and I love their paintings. Alright, so the next topic is sewing. I have been sewing a lot, actually. I've sewed a lot of things for friends, co-workers, family, and I'm planning on opening my own Etsy store and selling handmade sewn items, basically. So I can show you some of the things I've been making. So I've got baskets, zipper pouches, wristlets, bookmarks, quilted Kindle/iPad covers, bowl cozies, ice cream cozies, pencil pouches, and triangle pouches I'm making. I don't have a representation of each of those things to show you, but I will show you what I've got so far. So here is what the baskets look like, sorry. So they're just, it's a bit squished because it was in a tub to keep it away from dust and hair and all that. So that's what one of them looks like, the basket. And it's just, yeah, a cute little basket to store things in. I've got some of my junk journaling and crafting supplies in in the study. So yeah, just a little basket basically. It's really easy to sew. I've bought a new sewing machine, a heavy duty Janome sewing machine. I'll put a picture of it on the screen so you know which one I'm talking about. And yeah, so that's basically, I've bought a new sewing machine because I've had my Eleanor one for 10 years or something. So it was time for a new one to be able to cope with how much sewing I was doing. I'm not sewing at the moment, but I will definitely return to it as I did get the sewing bug back again. Here is, I've been fiddling with it trying to make it look nice, but here is a box pouch. So it's boxed out on the ends, and it's a zipper pouch, so it opens like that, and yeah, it's a little pouch to keep your things in. It can have crochet hooks, pencils, anything really. Here is one of the bowl cozies I made. So it's microwavable. It's got wadding in it that is microwavable, so you can put it in the microwave and microwave your bowl in it and then take it out and carry it and you won't burn your hands. So that's what that looks like. I did cut the pattern I followed was too small, so they are quite short, but the next load of, next batch of ones I'm going to do, I'm going to make them bigger so they will be higher on the sides and not as short basically. Yes, so that's the bowl cozies, the baskets, box pouches. Then I have wristlets in all different shapes, or all different colours and colourways. So that's what the wristlets look like. Here's some of them. I've done quite a few actually of these because they're quite easy to make and quite fast to do. So that's what that looks like. And they're different patterns, as you can see. So just different types and different patterns, different ends, hardware on the ends and all that. Yes, that's wristlets. Here are some of the bookmarks I've made. They're corner bookmarks that look like this. So you basically put them on the corner of a book like that and it sits on the corner of your page. Yeah, I've made quite a few of these as well. I've got another batch going that I will make soon. So just different patterns and colorways. Won't show all of them, so you'll be able to see them on my Etsy store when it goes live. Yeah, those are the bookmarks. I've also made, oh, sorry about that, quilted the Kindle covers. So here are some of the Kindle covers. This is the first one I made. So it just opens like that, and then you put your Kindle inside and it keeps it safe. And it's quilted and quite padded because it's got wadding inside. Here's another one. So, and it opens with Velcro, that's sewn on. And yeah, so that's another one. And I've got a Baby Yoda one and a Halloween one. You can see that. So yeah, so those are some of the things that I don't have the pencil pouch or the triangle pouch to show you, as I've only made some for friends and family, and I haven't really made any to sell yet, but I will be making those to sell on my store eventually. So I have a price list and everything of how much I'm going to sell them for, and I will hopefully be able to ship internationally, and yeah, I'll be shipping that through Etsy. My website, or my logo I have, is EVDS Designs, E for Eric, V for Victor, D for Derek, S for Susan Designs. And yeah, so I'll show you, if I can show you the logo. I don't know if that's going to focus, but maybe I'll put it on screen. So if you can see that. I don't know if you can see that. But yeah, I'll put it on screen, the logo, hopefully, of what they'll look like, my logo and everything. So that will be my name on Etsy, and I will sell items through that logo, basically, and that will be my branding, basically. I've said basically too many times now. Alright, on to the next topic. The next few topics I don't really have many things to show you from, so show you basically, but I will talk about them. So, I've been doing junk journaling, basically making ephemera. If you know the lingo, you'll know what I'm talking about. If not, you can skip to the next topic if you're not interested in hearing about this, but I've been doing making ephemera. Sorry, talking too much, out of breath. So I've been making ephemera, and I plan on selling that along with my sewn items on my Etsy page. So basically making like a pack of like different types of ephemera clustered together in a pack, and then selling that for people who make junk journals and want to be able to put that in their journal and not have to make ephemera or have necessarily the same not ingredients, the word, not the same supplies as me. So yeah, basically for people who don't have the same supplies as me, they can use with ephemera, sell, and put it in their junk journals, and it's all good for them to sell in their junk journals, and that's what will be also sold on my Etsy page. Okay, I'm just going to slide right into the next one without cutting the camera. The next thing I've been doing is painting and drawing. So here is a painting I've been working on at the moment. It's on a watercolour block. It is done with ink and watercolour. So it's basically like all the poison from various shows and movies. And yeah, so you've got the Alice in Wonderland poison, the Poison Apple, Snow White, Hercules poison, Poison from Nightmare Before Christmas, and Cusco's poison from Emperor's New Groove. So that is what I've been working on at the moment, the painting that's taking up my time that when I do paint. Here's my current sketchbook, sketchbook number 6. Here's a few things I've been painting and drawing. I don't know if you can see those. And here's some more. Yeah. So I haven't been doing much in here. I don't know if you can see that. Sorry about the glare. It's in a folder. I was getting too anxious about actually doing work in a sketchbook. I really love this picture. That's my most recent picture, The Mask by Jim Carrey. I did it with gouache. It was so fantastic working on that, and I love how it turned out. Yeah, so that's all I've got in there. I haven't done much drawing in that sketchbook because I was using a sketchbook, like an actual physical book, and I was finding that I was getting too anxious about and too precious about each of the things I was putting in there, and that each page had to be basically perfect. Sorry, no music, I'm gonna play it again. Each page had to basically be perfect, and it was putting too much pressure on myself, basically. I was like getting stuck on the idea of having to be perfect in every page I did, and it was stopping me from drawing actually. So I thought, if I use a folder, I can just draw on a loose leaf paper and then transfer it to whatever final paper it goes on, whether it be watercolor paper, pastel paper, whatever, and then yeah, put it in my folder. And if it turns out great, fantastic. If it turns out shit, throw it away basically. It's just a piece of paper at the end of the day. So that's yeah, that's my thoughts on that and what I've been doing lately with drawing. On to the next subject of reading. What have I been reading? So I've been reading, I bought a Kindle, if you didn't know. So here's my Kindle cover that I made for myself, sewn. And here is my Kindle. I bought it recently and I am absolutely obsessed with it. So that's my Kindle, and here's the back. I know like people like to see the stickers on the back. Sorry for the terrible lighting, I really am. But yeah, that's my Kindle. I got the Kindle Paperwhite 11th generation, I think it is. It's, I think, 64 gigabytes, or it might be the higher one, I'm not sure. But it's one of the higher gigabytes because I wanted to store a lot of books on there. And yeah, I'll show you, talk about my Goodreads, about what books I've been reading. I have read 16 books so far. I've read Haunting Adeline, The Haunting of Lee Harker, Playground, Haunting of Adeline by H.D. Carlton, The Haunting of Lee Harker by Darcy Coates, Playground by Aaron Beauregard, Tender is the Flesh by Augustina Bazterica, None of This is True by Lisa Jewell, Womb by Duncan Ralston, Slob by Aaron Beauregard, The Ritual by Chantal Tessier, Priest by Sarah Simone, Lone Wolf by Tessa Kane, Home Before Dark by Riley Sagar, That Sick Love by Jessica Hall, Hunting Adeline, number 2 of the first one by H.D. Carlton, I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy, and Call Me Daddy by Jade West. I am currently reading A Soul to Keep by Opal Rain, Rain, I think it is, Opal Rain, and I'm also in the middle of The God of Malice by Rena Kent. So that's what I'm reading at the moment. Let me just skip the ad of this video. There we go, back to the music. Sorry about the ad in the background. Yeah, so that's what I've been reading at the moment. And I've been really enjoying reading. At the moment, I'm mostly focusing on diamond painting and reading. So I diamond paint during the day and do a bit of crochet in between, and then read at night time before I go to bed. So that's what I've been reading. I really, really love my Kindle. If you're thinking about getting one, get one. It's fantastic. It makes reading so a breeze, and I can carry all my books with me at once in just one little Kindle without having to carry actual physical books around. The next topic is cross stitch. So I've started cross stitching, taught myself how. And I've been working on this cross stitch. You can't really see what it is because of all the colours. It's a non-count cross stitch. So each little section, each square basically is got a colour or like a symbol on it, and you basically choose the corresponding floss and cross stitch over that colour or symbol. And once you're finished cross stitching, it's not a full, like the full thing is not cross stitch. There's some gaps in between, like here and here, where you don't cross stitch, and it's just the background. But yeah, it's the Starry Night painting. So I'll put a picture on the screen somewhere of the Starry Night painting if you're not familiar with it. It's my favourite painting, so I thought I will start with that cross stitch basically in that, because I love that painting and I want to hang up my wall. So there's 28 different colours in this cross stitch, and yeah, it's Starry Night by Van Gogh, if I didn't say that before. Yeah, so that's the cross stitch I'm working on at the moment. I do that whenever I feel like it. Basically, I switch between whatever I feel like in crafts. And my last but not least topic I'm going to talk about is EPP, or English paper piecing. So I made this cover out of EPP, so it's double-sided. So I took a pillow that was already existing and I made a cover and lined it and then quilted across it in lines, the hexagons, and I used Hexiform. I was using like actual paper for the English paper piecing, but I found that it was too hard to remove the papers and that it was distorting the hexagon shape. So I went to Hexiform instead, purchased that online, and that stays in the hexagons. You don't pull the Hexiform out at the end, it stays in there, and you can just sew over it or however you want to finish it and quilt it in there, and it stays in there and you don't remove the Hexiform. I've also started this one. Let me just refresh this computer. Yeah, I've also started this. It's going to be a coaster. You can see the back of it. I have to back it obviously with some fabric, but that is what it's going to look like. It's a coaster. I'm going to make 6 of them, and that's the EPP I work on at the moment when I feel like doing hand sewing. So I am sewing by hand with that, the EPP. So it does take a while, but I am really enjoying it. I think that's all the topics I have. Let me just check. Sorry about this. Yeah, so I've covered crochet, knit, diamond painting, sewing, junk journaling, painting/drawing, reading, cross stitch, and EPP. So that's all I've been working on for the past 6 months. Since I saw you, or 6 or 7 months actually now, since I spoke to you guys last. Yeah, I've been busy with all that. If I've been missing for a while because I got a job, basically. I work at a local supermarket local to me here in Australia, and I'm really enjoying it. I've been there for 7 months now, and I started actually on my birthday this year. I won't tell you when that was, but it was in February. So I started in February, and yeah, I've been working there since then, and I really love working there. The people there are fantastic, the customers are fantastic, the work is not too hard but keeps you busy. So yeah, I'm actually really loving it. So now I've got a bit of money in my pocket that I work part-time now. So that's where I've been, just basically working and doing my crafts. That's all I do all day. Work, craft, sleep, eat, repeat is all I do. Didn't mean for that to rhyme, but it did. So yeah, that's all from me. Take care, don't forget to stay hydrated out there, and take care of yourselves. Bye guys.